his pleasure. So then I learned how to distribute books, and we would go and distribute Prabhupada's books. And sometimes it wasn't easy, and sometimes people weren't nice, and the weather wasn't good. But we did it anyway. And because Prabhupada wanted it so much. He was always saying, if you distribute books, it will make me happy. It will please me. So that's what we did. And every time we would distribute a book, we would feel so happy that we understood, we began to understand, well, Prabhupada is pleased. So if you want to be happy, please Prabhupada. Automatically you'll be happy. Interesting, you know, you please somebody, you make someone else happy, and you become happy. Have you ever done that? Like you buy a present for somebody, and then they like the present, and you're actually feeling happier than they are, because your happiness is to see them happy, right? And if they don't like the present, that's not good, right? Then that's gonna make you unhappy. But the more they like the present, the happier you'll be. So I have lots and lots of experience in Krishna consciousness of how happy I become when I try to make other people happy. So now I want to do a little japa session with you. And I want you all to chant, just chant to please Krishna. That's all I want you to think of. We're going to just chant to please Krishna. Now, sometimes when you chant, you might get bored or tired, or maybe you don't like it. That ever happen to you when you chant? Sometimes, you know, just kind of your mind wanders, and you ask your mother, how long do I have to do this for? And she says, 24 hours. And they go, ah! No, she wouldn't say 24 hours, but could you imagine your mother said you have to chant japa for 24 hours straight? How would you feel? You'd think, that's impossible. I can't do that. So here's a little secret. That when you chant just to please Krishna, that's your mood, that's your mentality, you just want to please Krishna, then it doesn't matter if you're bored or tired or whatever, because you're just thinking, this is an offering to please Krishna. That's all you're thinking. So I want you to experience this, because when you chant this way, it doesn't matter if you're bored, doesn't matter if you're not happy, because you're not thinking about that. But when you're chanting, if you're thinking, I'm not happy, I'm bored, what are you thinking about? Who are you thinking about? Krishna or yourself? Thinking about yourself, right? So when we chant, we're supposed to be thinking about Krishna's pleasure. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to chant for a little bit, and if you get bored or distracted, just remember, this chanting is not for me, it's for Krishna, for his pleasure. Okay? So, and you can imagine, if you like, you could imagine that Krishna is there with you in the holy name, and he's listening to you chant. And Krishna, you know, Krishna likes his name. You like your name? You like when people praise you? Radhika, you are so wonderful. Yeah, we all like that. So Krishna actually likes it when you chant his name. So Janaki, can you, Shivani Janaki and Mani Mozi, can you mute yourself? And Arunima, or can somebody mute them all at once? Zoom, boom, boom, boom. Because we're hearing noise. Aravind, can you mute? Yes. Thank you. Okay. Krishna, we have a Krishna here. I can't ask Krishna to mute. That would be offensive, right? But if you're not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, can you mute also? So, all I want you to do is chant to please Krishna, and that's all. And don't worry if it's good or bad, you like it, you don't like it. Just chant thinking, Krishna, I'm doing this to please you. Okay? So we'll just chant for about 20 hours. Is that okay? I'm only kidding. We'll only chant for 18. No, you just chant. I'll tell you when to stop. Okay? Don't worry about the time. You have all the time in the world. Today's Saturday, right? Saturday morning, you've got plenty of time today. Just think, I have nothing else to do right now other than chant to please Krishna. I want to make him happy by my chanting. And let's see what happens. We'll chant a while. Okay? And then I'll tell you when to stop. And then we'll discuss. We'll talk about it. We'll see what happened. Okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. So just think, Krishna is sitting there with you, and he's listening, and he's very happy to hear you chanting. And with every mantra, you're giving him pleasure. Just meditate on that. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare So we'll chant for like 30 more seconds. So just get very focused and really try to please Krishna with your chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Okay, you can stop chanting now. And I want to ask you a question. Was this better than when you normally chant? Was this japa session we're having now better than normal, the same, or worse? Who would like to share? And if it's better, then you can explain how it's better, or if it's worse, why it was worse. So just raise your hand and I'll call on you, okay? Who would like to share? Was it better? Was it the same? Was it worse? Niti. Niti? So you unmute yourself and you can share.
Better.
Oh, what's your name?
Niti.
Yeah, you want to share?
Better.
Better. Why? Why was it better? How was it better? You felt better?
Yes.
Felt better. I felt better also. All right, thank you. So you could mute yourself after you speak. And then I guess when I call on you, I will call on the name, which may not be your name, maybe your parents' name. Ananya.
I felt better because like you said to chant for the pleasure of Krishna, and so like that's why like I was chanting for the pleasure of Krishna, and instead like when I have to do my like rounds usually I would just do it like for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, right. So that's very good. So she just made Ananya. Is your name Ananya or is that your, yes?
My name is Ananya.
So Ananya made a really important point, and I want to make sure you all understood. She was saying that she was feeling different than when she normally chants, because when she normally chants, she's just chanting because she's supposed to do it, like a duty. But now when she's chanting for Krishna's pleasure, it's a different experience. Right, Ananya? It's a different experience. Yeah, it's a different experience because you're thinking of it differently, not like, I just have to do this. I'm supposed to do it, as opposed to this is a relationship. This is a connection. So it's not just something I have to do, but I'm able to connect and feel the pleasure of connecting with Krishna. Okay, so Ranesh, you want to say something?
Yes, I just wanted to say it felt better because I usually get distracted, but then and also in the last session when you did it,
Yes.
last session you said take off the plugs out about your school and stuff.
Yeah.
Taking the plug out from the school was the most easiest because school already ended. So yes, it felt better.
Yeah, doing both. Do both. Yeah. But when you take the plugs out, then everything else is easier. Whatever you want to add to your chanting becomes easier. Last time we met, we told you that when you're chanting, unplug your life. But you want to hear something funny, Ranesh?
Yeah.
That when we're chanting Hare Krishna, we're supposed to be thinking about Krishna's life, his pastimes.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're thinking more about our own life. Isn't that funny? We're
Yeah.
chanting Krishna, we should be thinking, what is Krishna doing? Instead, we're thinking, oh, I have homework, I have so many things. Okay, Rupa Manjari wants to say something.
Like Ananya said, and like you said, like how we should chant to please Krishna. I remember my mom said that if you love someone, then like you don't just tell them that I love you, and that's not love. If you love them, you do something that pleases them. So if we love
Yes.
Krishna, then we chant to please him.
Yeah, that's perfect. Love is a verb.
And like when I usually chant, I close my eyes and I imagine I'm chanting for Prabhupada, like Prabhupada's right in front of me. But today when you said like to please Krishna, I was still thinking of Prabhupada. Then I thought it like because I saw this video about this about Prabhupada, this brahmachari Prabhu was sharing something about Prabhupada. It was how this atheist person just saw a picture of Prabhupada after he left. He didn't even know who Prabhupada was and everything. And then he basically folded his hand and did like a pranam to Prabhupada's picture. And then the devotees were all shocked because like and then the person said this picture, this person right here, he never had a past life. He came from the spiritual world, did his work and went back. And then so I kind of tried to connect it. If Prabhupada's happy, then Krishna is happy. If Krishna is happy, then Prabhupada is happy. So I still had Prabhupada in front of me while I was chanting. At least I was imagining Prabhupada in front of me. And then I was thinking that if Prabhupada gets pleased because Prabhupada is a devotee of Krishna, and then in verses Krishna also says that Lord Krishna also says that he's pleased when his devotees are pleased. So
Yeah, that's perfect. And wherever Prabhupada is, Krishna is there. Wherever Krishna is, Prabhupada is there. So, and you know, once Prabhupada said, wherever Krishna is, all his devotees are there. So that when you're chanting Hare Krishna, all the devotees are there present in the Maha Mantra. That's interesting. Okay. Who else would like to share their experience? Okay. Rashika, you want to share? Yes, no, maybe. Yeah. No, I guess not. Jashika, no? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
I like chanting. I thought chanting better because I got to chant with all my friends.
Oh, you like chanting with everybody. Yeah, that's also good. Did you ever, after COVID's over, it's nice if you all meet together, like on a Saturday, and chant together. You get energy from one another. It's easier to do it with devotees. Everything's easier to do if you do it with somebody else. Do you ever chant together, like on the phone or on Zoom yourself, with all of you? You ever do that? Because that would be something you could arrange, right? Like you could all get together on a Saturday for like a half hour and chant together on Zoom. I do that 3 days a week. We chant together on Zoom with about 30 devotees. And it's nice. Even at Zoom, but still you get to see everybody. Anyone else want to share their experience?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. There is a boy named Rishan. He raised his hand. Is Rishan available?
Oh yeah, Rishan, you want to speak?
Yes.
Rishan.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I felt better
Why do you think you felt better?
because it was much more peaceful and calming.
Uh-huh. Because your mind was, your mind was more focused on chanting. Your mind was focused on pleasing Krishna. That's not difficult to do, is it? I think that's very easy to do, but it's very powerful, very, very powerful. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else want to share? Yes, Deepti, Radha. Yes.
I also felt better because normally when you chant, if you think of other things, you get stressed because if I think of something else, if I have a class next week and I didn't do something, I'd be like,
Right.
oh, I didn't do that. And then I'd feel a bit stressed when I'm doing chanting when you're meant to feel the opposite of that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think it's better before you chant, you just like stop thinking about all your other things.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's a good point. You know why? Because when you chant, it kind of, it can be a problem because it opens your mind up so you could actually think about things. You know, it's like you're not working, you're not doing something, so it leaves space in your mind. So sometimes when people chant, they think about so many things they don't normally think about, or they think about them more. So we have to be careful because, like you said, if you are anxious about something, if you're worried about something, then a lot of times when you chant, you think about what you're worried about because you're not doing anything else. So you kind of go into your mind. So that's a very good point. And we all have that experience, right? Sometimes you start chanting and you start thinking about things you weren't even thinking about because you're not doing anything. So if everything around you is slowed down. So I think, Deepti, that if you chant this way to try to please Krishna, automatically makes it easier. And it's not so natural to think about other things if you're very focused on, I'm chanting to please Krishna, because that's what your mind, that absorbs your mind, that thought. So that's important. And it's not difficult, right? It's quite easy to do this, isn't it? Anyone else want to share their experience? Anyone have a bad experience?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Who wants to speak? You want to speak? So many people want to speak. Okay. So it is impossible to experience the kind of happiness you can experience by pleasing Prabhupada and Krishna, by doing anything in this world. It's impossible to have that same experience. This is a special experience. So now that we had a little practice and you had time to share, I want to do it again because I think maybe the second time you'll even do it better. You want to try again? You're willing? Can we give it a try? So we want to do it again, and let's try to do it better. Like Deepti was saying, we won't think about what's going on, what we're going to do later, what's for lunch, all the schoolwork I have to finish. We won't think about anything. We'll just think about this is for Krishna's pleasure. I just want to chant to please him. Every mantra, every syllable that comes out of your mouth is for Krishna's pleasure and make him happy. Can we do it? Maybe we can even do it better this time. Okay, so let's try. And let's see what happens. Maybe it'll even get better than last time. It's possible, right? Okay. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashri Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. So imagine Krishna is sitting next to you and you're chanting and he's liking it. He's very happy. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare. Okay, we can stop chanting for now. Now, there's one thing that's really important. If you chant nicely, like we're chanting now, you're going to become very happy, very satisfied. And being happy is very important, because when you're happy, then you don't become jealous of other people. And when you're happy, you're nicer. When you're happy, you don't become envious of people. And when you're happy, you become more tolerant. When you're happy, you become less upset with people. Did you know that? Like happiness is a real spiritual happiness. It's a cure for a lot of problems, because a lot of times when we're upset, if we were just happy inside, we'd be able to deal with the upset. You know, you lose something or somebody gets something you want, you get upset. You didn't do well in school, you get upset. But you will find if you chant every day and you chant nicely, you're going to be so much happier and things will not upset you so much. Wouldn't that be good if you didn't get upset so much? Wouldn't it? And wouldn't it be good if you weren't jealous of anybody? So that's really something to think about. Happiness is really, happiness comes from chanting properly, and happiness it cures so many problems. So would anyone like to share their experience from this japa session? Was it different, better, worse? Okay, Deepti wants to share. Yes.
Mine is better because this time I didn't think of anything else.
Good.
Like you were saying, when you don't feel envious, and just because yesterday with Ekadashi and I was following it.
Yes.
Because it was because there was a class and it was the last day, and then we wouldn't go for next few weeks. They gave a chocolate, but it wasn't Ekadashi. So I told my dad, I didn't know what to do, because I really liked the chocolate, but then after when I eat the chocolate, because it was Ekadashi, I feel a bit guilty after that. So yeah. So my dad told me to wait till tomorrow, and I did. And then I felt a bit better that I finished my Ekadashi and I ate it without having to break my fast.
Nice. Well, you'll always feel better if you do the right thing. And sometimes it's hard, but if you can tolerate, yeah, you'll feel better. So Rupa Manjari wants to say something. Thank you, Deepti. And then Niti, you can say after Rupa Manjari. Okay? Okay, Rupa Manjari, you go next.
Because apparently yesterday at the end, because we had Ekadashi yesterday here, apparently it was a very special Ekadashi yesterday, because this Ekadashi would only come once in I don't know how many years, but a lot of years, because apparently yesterday's Ekadashi, Dwadashi, and the third Yadashi, all of those 3 days come in one day apparently. And then I was kind of confused then, and then the Mataji who told me this, I asked her, how is this even possible? Isn't Dwadashi the day after the Ekadashi? So if the Ekadashi is on this day, how can Dwadashi be on the same day? Then my mommy, she came and said, well, nothing's impossible for Krishna, and then the answer was answered, and then the question was answered.
Sometimes days collide, you know. Not perfectly one day or the other, yeah. Thank you. Niti wants to say something. Yes?
More better.
More better. Wow, it keeps getting better all the time. Can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be even better. Anyone else want to say something? So what if you can take what we learned today, and that when you chant japa every day, and like Ananya said, instead of just chanting like it's a chore or something you have to do, you think, this is my service, and when I chant, I will do this to please Krishna. You bring that into your japa, that's going to make a difference every day for you. You're going to feel better. You'll feel more inspired spiritually. And you'll feel happier. And the most important thing is you'll like to chant. Because some people, some devotees, they like kirtan, but they don't like japa. And as you know, japa is one of the main activities of Krishna consciousness. So it's your great fortune if you learn to like it, because it's something you're going to do every day. Most of you will do it every day for the rest of your life. So it's your great fortune if you learn to like it. And if you chant this way, you will actually find it very pleasing. And if you like to chant japa, you're really fortunate. And that's something that I would suggest you all work towards. Trying to improve your japa, so japa is something you look forward to, something you really like, and you bring that with you into your life. And that will be a very valuable, very valuable thing to have all throughout your life, that you really like to chant, not that it's a chore. Okay? So it looks like our time is up. We went a little longer because we started later. And I wanted to thank you all, because you are all here because you want to improve japa. So that's really good. I want to congratulate you all for coming. Shows you're serious. And in the chat, if you want to get my book, I have a book. It's called Japa Affirmations. It helps you a lot. I don't know if you all have the book or have heard about it or seen it, but it's really good book to read to put you in the right state of mind to chant the best japa possible. You have the book, Rupa Manjari? You've seen it?
We've got the book, and also for this year, like when we had the Purushottam month,
Yes.
Mommy's got this Facebook page where she puts tasks for kids so they could do while during the lockdown. And for Purushottam month, we were doing japa sessions and reading sessions every single day. So we would chant
Nice.
one round, and before chanting
Nice.
that one round, we would read one affirmation each day from
Oh,
your book.
fantastic.
And then after
Fantastic.
that, we would read the pastimes of Radha and Krishna.
Fantastic. Oh, that's really good. Did that affirmations help you?
Yeah, they did. And some actually helped me a lot.
Oh, that's great. So if any of you want to get that Japa Affirmations book, you can get it on Amazon. And then in the chat, Nadia put the address. But if you just Google Amazon Mahatma Das, it'll come. And then you can get a digital copy. I think it's maybe $3 US or something like that, 3 or 4 maximum. So I think that will help you also. So it was nice seeing you all. And I will see you in person, but probably not for maybe another year or so. After COVID, I will come to Australia. And whenever I come to Australia, I usually go to Sydney and Brisbane and New Govardhan. And we go to Perth also. So if you're in any of those places, we'll get to see you. And maybe we can have another japa session live with all of you. That'd be good. If we can get, at least, it'd be nice to meet you all. And then when I come to Australia, you can tell me, I come to your japa class. And I'll say, oh yes, I remember you. So, good night. Well, for me, okay, Rupa Manjari wants to say something. We'll let her have the last word.
Last time, before finishing, you said a pastime about Prabhupada, like a disciple of Prabhupada who used to say like the pastime that you said, but can we just have a short pastime to finish with?
Of Prabhupada? Yeah. Okay, I have a pastime. So, we make halava from suji or farina, but wheat, you know, wheat, you have the wheat berry, you have wheat flour, and then you have semolina or farina, suji. What do you call it? You call it in Australia? What do you call it? Semolina, farina, suji. Anyway, same thing. So you have wheat flour. You can make cereal from wheat, cracked wheat. You have the suji, and you also have something called wheat germ. I don't know if you've seen wheat germ. It's like little small flakes. And the wheat germ is, it's like if you take flour and you strain it, you know, to refine it, like to chapati flour, then you'll get what's left is like this wheat germ. And it's very healthy. It's full of vitamins. So you probably know that halava is made from suji, farina. But this one devotee thought, I'll make halava for Prabhupada from wheat germ, because wheat germ is healthy. And he was thinking, Prabhupada will really like it. And he's thinking, I just want to cook this halava to please Prabhupada. I just want him to like it. And he was thinking, Prabhupada's going to really like wheat germ halava. And so he makes it, you know, meditating on how Prabhupada is going to like it. He's cooking it. And then when Prabhupada's plate is brought in, he looks at it and he asks, what is this? And somebody told him this is wheat germ halava. And, you know, for Prabhupada, halava is made with farina, not wheat germ. So Prabhupada said, you can take it. He didn't want to eat it. He said, you can take it out. I won't take it. And so the devotee who cooked it found out that Prabhupada didn't take it. He didn't like it. And this devotee was so let down that Prabhupada wasn't happy with the service that he started crying. He was so upset. And that he went to a picture of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and he said, I was just trying to please your spiritual son. I was just trying to please him with my wheat germ halava. I just wanted him to be happy. And now he doesn't like it. And I'm so depressed and I feel like my life is ruined. I'm displeased my spiritual master, but I was just trying to please him. So he offers this prayer, and practically a minute or two later, Prabhupada calls him into his room. And Prabhupada says, where is that halava that you made, the wheat germ halava? He said, oh, Prabhupada, it's in the kitchen. He said, bring it to me. Bring me all of it. And Prabhupada ate all of it. So Prabhupada knew that when he was praying, he knew what was going on. And he wanted to satisfy his disciple. So he ate all the halava. You like that story, Rupa Manjari? It's a nice story. Not only does the disciple try to please the guru, but the guru tries to please the disciple also. Works both ways. Okay. So for me, it's nighttime. For you, it's probably like what, noon or so? 12? What time is it for you? 12? 12?
Yeah, 12:20.
So we're still Friday. You're way ahead of us. We're still Friday and you're already Saturday. But for us, it's winter, and for you, it's summer. So that's nice for you, right? So we will see you again next time, maybe in a month or so, and we can do more. And so until we see you again, then you practice. You can practice what we learned today. It will help you a lot. You can share it with your friends. You know, if you share what you learned today, it'll help you a lot. You'll remember it. And you can practice it better when you share it. So you can share it with your siblings, your brothers, sisters, and your friends. Okay? Does that sound good? Yes? Okay. So I'm going to go now, and I'm going to say Hare Krishna to all of you. And once again, thank you for trying to improve your japa. That's inspiring. You're inspiring me.
Thank you
That
for
you want to.
joining and giving your precious time to us. There are people
You're
from
welcome.
Karachi, Australia, New Zealand. They are just fixing their time at their site. It's like morning, 5:30 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
6 a.m. Saturday.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, have a good day, all of you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And
Hare
keep
Krishna.
chant and be happy. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Hare
Go Premanandi.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, we'll see you again. Hare Bol.